Hey everyone! Today I want to talk to you about the gravity blanket, which I'm sitting on right now. I've been using this for about 9 months, and a lot of the videos I've seen on YouTube when I was trying to make the decision about whether or not to buy this were not from people that had been using it for a very long time. So I've been using it for 9 months, and now I'm going to make my own video to hopefully help you decide whether or not a gravity blanket or a weighted blanket in general is the right thing for you to purchase. So I bought my gravity blanket because they were advertising on my Facebook page like mad all the time. I think I might have Googled weighted blanket once, and after that, just my whole Facebook was nothing but gravity blanket ads. So the way this works is it's a blanket that is heavy, and in theory it's supposed to be that there's an evenly distributed weight throughout the entire blanket. I think this one was 7 or 8 kilos. I can't remember because it was 9 months ago when I bought it. And it's supposed to help you relax. There's been a lot of studies about this, and I actually remember when I was still in high school, my school had some students that had like compression vests to help with autism, for example, that it would help calm down the children that had autism. So this is not like some kind of new science, but Gravity Blanket was actually a Kickstarter project from what I understand. I'm not sure what separates this one from any other weighted blanket, and weighted blankets can also be made at home. I'll link in the description a BuzzFeed, or was it Nifty, whatever. I think it was BuzzFeed who did like a thing about how to make your own weighted blanket for a fraction of the price. But anyway, this was, I think, around $200 or 200 euros. I can't remember, but it wasn't cheap. And it was a really big risk for me when I decided to invest in it. I have horrible anxiety. And at the time that I bought this, I wasn't sleeping well pretty much at all. And I bought this around the same time that I bought my Tempur-Pedic pillow, thinking that the combination of the two would help me sleep better. So I got this and I started using it every day. At first, it was a bit of a shock, because it doesn't feel like a hug the way they advertise it when you use it to sleep. It just kind of feels like a heavy blanket, which is what it is. When I was younger, I used to sleep with like 7 or 8 blankets because I really liked the weight. So I kind of already knew I would like it, but I guess I wasn't expecting it to be so heavy at first. My thoughts after 9 months are that it's really soft. It's really, really plush and really, really soft on top. So it feels comfortable and nice against your skin. The downside to this blanket is that lately, especially, I've had a lot of issues with the inside kind of lumping together and moving not in sync with the cover. And I'd like to take the camera and actually show you that now. So I'm going to show you a bit how this works. There's a zipper here on this outer case, and this case can be washed. I don't have the washing instructions anymore, but I do know that this kind of duvet cover thing is washable. And inside of here is the actual weighted blanket itself. And the one thing that I'm noticing is that, I don't know, lately it just feels like I can actually see it now that I hold this up to the light. You probably can't see it at home, but I definitely can here. These beans or plastic pellets inside of the blanket, they kind of bunch at the bottom of, like because of the shadow of the light, I can actually see. These plastic pellets bunch at the bottom of each of these segments. So this blanket is segmented off into little rectangles, and inside of the rectangles are fluff and plastic pellets, and that's where the weight comes from. But yeah, I guess I'm not surprised, or I am surprised, but I don't know why I am. Some of these, like this one for example, the plastic pellets have managed to stay in the middle of the rectangle quite well, but some of these they bunch up, and that's where the pockets of weight and the lumpiness kind of feeling comes from. The other problem is that this, quite often, if you move around in your sleep a lot, which I do, this will move away from this. So you'll have like several centimeters of this just being there, and then you'll have a ton of weight here. So I'm not a I'm not an engineer, so I'm not really sure how you would fix that problem, other than possibly having smaller rectangles with more weight inside. But I'm not sure if that would really help the solution, or help with the solution either. There's this that has a little bit of a hook, and it makes me wonder, like, is there somewhere for that to connect to in here? But there's not. So, oh no. There is this thing, which I guess is meant to keep this up here. And I guess what must have happened is that this has come free from this. But I wonder if I tie it, will it stay? Because I imagine it was tied when I got it, and then over time it just became untied. So now that I've done that, hopefully this means that this will stay. Wish I would have noticed that before, because now I feel really silly about all the things I said before in this video. So, if you're the kind of person who likes a project, you always got some kind of project you can sew really well and so on, I would say that making your own weighted blanket would be, a nice little project that you could do over the course of a couple of weekends or something, and you'd have a really good time with it. I'm not handy, so that's why I bought this. I think this is pretty okay, aside from the issue of the pellets kind of going to one side and so on, especially if you're wearing it, because you can also wear it, like, over your shoulders, like, not just as, like, a bed blanket, but you can also kind of put it over your shoulders, and it doesn't always feel like the kind of warm embrace, just because of gravity itself. So I don't know, is mine just wonky or what? But I would say it didn't improve my, like, restfulness when I sleep, but falling asleep with the gravity blanket is definitely I should have turned off my notifications. Falling asleep with the gravity blanket is definitely more easy than falling asleep with just my regular comforter or some other blanket on top of it. Do I think it's worth 200 euros or dollars or whatever I paid? It really depends. I like it. I use it quite often. It could be a little bit cheaper. But I think that if you like the idea of a weighted blanket, if you know that you like the weight, then definitely get it. I would definitely recommend, if you have a friend who already has a weighted blanket, borrowing theirs for a night or two just to see if you like it. In some of the material that came with this, they said that it takes like 28 days to notice a difference. I didn't notice any kind of crazy difference in my sleep. They make a lot of claims about this. I have horrible anxiety, and it did not cure me. This is not a magic replacement for behavioral therapy, medicine, or anything like that. It is, at the end of the day, a blanket, but it can help you fall asleep. So if you struggle with anxiety or insomnia, falling asleep, for me at least, has definitely been made easier with this. Although I will say, you sweat, and you sweat a lot. I didn't notice it at first because Finnish winter is really cold, and I got this in December, so it was already pretty cold outside. But in the summer, I could not use this almost pretty much at all, just because it was so hot and I was so just sweaty all the time. This doesn't breathe super well. It's really soft, but it doesn't breathe. And from what I understand, the pellets inside are plastic. So, of course, like, if you're kind of trying to cut back on your plastic use, this might not be the product for you either. Although I can't say I would be aware of any kind of environmentally friendly alternatives. If someone knows of one, link it down below. So in short, yes, I would buy this again. Yes, I think if you are searching for a weighted blanket, the gravity blanket is a good choice, especially now that I figured out how to fix the problem I was having. I think it could breathe a little bit better so that it would be more usable on hot nights. And they were not paying me to make this video. I bought this totally on my own after seeing a whole bunch of ads for it. These opinions are my own, and if Gravity Blanket wants to, I don't know, give me a hug, they're free to, but that's not going to change my opinion on anything. So thank you so much for watching, and feel free to subscribe to my channel, especially if you like these kind of review videos. Thanks!